Every year, thousands of people open trendy cafes, clothing brands, or aesthetic restaurants. On day one, the lines are out the door and the tags are flying on social media. But fast forward a few years, and many of those exact same storefronts are completely empty. Opening a glamorous business provides immediate social validation. People notice it. But it also traps the owner in a daily grind, forcing them to wake up every morning and figure out how to convince a brand new set of customers to walk through the doors. These highly visible storefronts often fail because their survival depends on active, relentless customer acquisition. If the marketing stops or a cooler competitor opens up down the street, the revenue drops immediately. There is a different class of entrepreneurs operating in the background. They run commercial cleaning companies, vending machine routes, and pest control services. These businesses function as invisible infrastructure that other companies rely on to operate. The operational trade-offs between these two paths are stark. The B2C route requires daily customer acquisition and puts you in a high-competition environment in exchange for ego satisfaction. The B2B infrastructure route allows for annual customer acquisition and has lower competition, but offers no social clout. Because the B2B model relies on long-term contracts, the founder's focus shifts. Instead of chasing viral trends to get people in the door, the primary task is maintaining operational reliability for the clients you already have. True business scale is rarely built by finding 100 new customers every day. It is built by creating a system where the revenue from last year's customers provides a structural baseline for this year's growth. Businesses like commercial cleaning, pest control, and commercial laundry function as a B2B contract engine. This flowchart tracks the B2B catch funnel. A cold pitch leads to an annual contract. Systemizing labor produces guaranteed recurring revenue. The input is relationship-driven with facility managers, securing predictable, annualized cash flow on the first of the month. The primary trade-off here is the management of human labor. Handling staff turnover and daily logistics is a significant operational burden until you have established strict standard operating procedures. However, delivering urgent solutions creates deep loyalty. A restaurant owner needing immediate pest control for a health inspection isn't looking for the cheapest option. They want the most reliable one. Selling the elimination of a client's operational headache naturally breeds a high-converting referral network. When a facility manager knows the work will be done correctly every time, they will recommend that reliability to their peers. The next model shifts the revenue generator away from human labor and onto physical assets, like vending machines and RO water ATMs. The core input here is research and B2B negotiation. You have to secure prime real estate inside corporate offices or transit hubs before the machine even arrives. This quadrant chart illustrates the risk. The goal is the top right green zone, pairing a reliable machine with high foot traffic. The bottom right quadrant shows the danger of state-of-the-art equipment without securing placement first, resulting in a sunk cost. When the location is right, the machine acts as a 24/7 automated salesperson, capturing impulse purchases with zero employee overhead. The harsh trade-off is that these machines are commodities. If your location scouting is poor, the machine will generate zero revenue, regardless of what is inside it. Success in this model depends almost entirely on your ability to negotiate micro real estate inside high-traffic facilities. The access and scale engine, including heavy equipment rental and micro SaaS platforms, is structurally leveraged. This graph shows the upfront barrier to entry. Whether spending capital on gear or time on software, the initial fixed cost is high. Once cumulative revenue crosses initial costs, every subsequent dollar earned becomes almost pure margin. This model relies on monetizing access rather than ownership. You buy or build an asset once, allowing multiple customers to pay to use that same asset over and over again. The major risk is market timing. If demand shifts or a competitor builds a cheaper solution before you reach the break-even point, your asset becomes a total loss. Micro SaaS is the ultimate example of this leverage. A single piece of code can solve a B2B headache for 10,000 customers simultaneously without requiring a new factory for each user. This model separates the value delivered to the customer from the actual time spent by the founder. The specific industry you choose matters less than the structural filter you apply to the opportunity. This scorecard, the 30-second filter, helps separate average ideas from strategic ones. Ask, is it a necessity? Is there a B2B contract? And does the profit repeat? Professionals look past the immediate profit margin to ask how many times that exact profit will repeat automatically. If you excel at relationship building but have limited starting capital, focus on the B2B contract engine. These service models require sales effort rather than upfront cash. If you have capital but no free time, look toward the location-based asset engine to put your money to work through physical machines. For those with technical skills and the ability to front-load their effort, the access and scale model offers the highest structural leverage. It is important to note that these businesses are only passive after an intense, active setup and sales phase. The boring nature of the work is what keeps the competition low. Focusing on recurring revenue systems rather than high visibility trends is a move towards a more stable and predictable balance sheet.